Alright, damping function. Here on the calculator, I've put in a damping function 4e to the minus 0.1x times cos 3x. And I've also put in just the exponential and the negative exponential. And have a look what this looks like. Okay. So the combined is a cos curve that's going smaller along the shape of an exponential. Alright, so we need to come up with an equation. So let's just see. So it's something like this. Yeah. Let's look at the data I've got here. Okay, so this is from my Mandarin. I think this might have been before I corrected my tilt. I think that might be the problem why this is sort of going off a bit. But anyway, there's a couple of things you can see right away in that equation. Okay, because a cos curve always starts right up the top here, and so that number there, wherever it starts, is going to be my A, basically, in my if you look at my equation, this number here, the A. That's going to be basically where this thing starts. Okay, so that's sort of the first number. And the C, which is used a different letter here than we're used to using, but that's C is, what is it, 2 pi over the period. So we can have a look at mine here and have a guess. You can look at the graph and sort of estimate, okay, one period we're about per hour. What's that, about 1? So I'm fitting about 5 periods up to 5. So it's actually slightly more than 1, like 1.1 or something my period might be. So 2 pi divided by 1.1 would be, let's see, 2 pi divided by 1.1 would give me an estimate of 5.7 for my C. Okay, so in this graph here, these are my estimates. I'm estimating, let's say I estimate that A might be, let's say this top number here, which looks like, actually I can see here, 113.54. Okay, so A equals, 1, just make it that. C, let's say 5.7. This B here, we just sort of guess, it's going to be a smallish, what is it, no, because it's divided by, so I was thinking it would be sort of 0.1 or something, well, let's say 10. Okay, B is 10. So we could actually try and graph this in Excel using these numbers and see how close it is. Okay, let's see, actually I've started it here. Let me see, A, B, C, A, 114, B is 10, C is 5.7. Okay, now what I could do, because this is graphing, this graph here is over here is my t versus my x. So now I'm going to do this, I'm going to put this formula in equals. Whoops, first I'll fix that, just 114. So it's going to be equals A, so it's equals my A, click on that, and I've got to click F4 to lock in those dollar signs, so that doesn't move. A4 times exponent, that's how you do e to the power in Excel. Exponent, bracket, now this is going to be the negative of this in here, because it's a function of t, a function of the time, divided by my b, which again I need hit F4, get $sign. Close that, times cosine bracket of this number with $sign times again by my t. Okay, so that's that formula, which I can then copy down all the way down to the bottom of all this data here. Which is all right. Okay. Look at that. I actually put that in there, and really I'm going a bit far here. I want to just trim this down, but you can see that, you can have a look and see how close that fits. Looking at this beginning thing, it's going down a bit too fast, probably, which means that's going to be something to do with one of these numbers. You can play around. You could play around with these numbers and see, if you can get it to visually look a bit better. And then there's a method I talked about where the computer actually does the least square method. Okay, the least square method is if I look at the difference between my guess, here's my guess, and here's the actual plotted value. Okay, this is the difference between those two. And if I did that for all of these, let me just do it for a few. Okay, there's the differences. Now, like I said, it's a different square that you look at. So let me square that number. Okay, I'll do that. Copy that down. Okay, so then look at the sum of those squares. So here's the sum of all these squares. Okay, so that's the sum of the squares. So then you need to get that number to be a minimum. So if I change some of these, look at this, I'll change this 5.7 to 5.6. Look at that. That is a better fit. It gave me, at least for these 4 points, but I haven't done it 4 or 5 points, okay? I haven't done it for all the points. But changing that 5.7 to a 5.6, immediately I could see an improvement. So this is how you can refine your model and try to come up with a better one. Alright, that's hopefully enough to get you going on this assignment.